Bethany Church is about disciples making disciples. In Matthew 28, chapter 18, verses 18 through 20, in what is known as the Great Commission, Jesus calls us to go and make disciples of all nations. Since our greatest desire is to walk in obedience to Christ, Bethany is committed to bringing the gospel to the nations through our support of missionaries called to work in places around the world. Our desire is to bless and be blessed through these outreaches. Today, we hope to inform you about Ukraine and the impact one of our missionaries is having there. Bethany Church for many years has supported Jessica Wyman, a single woman who grew up in the Seacoast area and attended Bethany Church. She has been working with orphans in Ukraine since 1997. In January of 2017, she founded House of Compassion, whose aim is to keep children out of the orphanage system and to give them a home where they will be seen and loved in a Christian family environment. She and her team have plans to build a house on 10 acres of land they bought in Zaporizhzhia in eastern Ukraine. With the outbreak of war, Jessica had to travel to a western border in Ukraine. Jessica says,
"Ever since the power plant incident in the east, we have had even more people heading west, asking for assistance getting to either a safe place here in the country or over the border. There is intense fear whether to stay or leave, whether or not there will be a place to stay, and will the people be kind, even if they don't speak the same language. The web that God has been weaving through His church and through the nations is absolutely breathtaking. Beyond the exhaustion, beyond the uncertainty is the strength of the Spirit of God who is moving people and tumbling mountains to show Himself kind and also mighty." 3 mothers and 5 children left their husbands behind and headed west, terrified to go, terrified to stay. They were brought to a place in the mountains to stay, but fear still weighed heavily on them. Their only desire was to keep their children safe. They reached out through a network of individuals, churches, and organizations. After praying all night, they got up all the courage they had left and headed to the border. The messages I received that night, once they were settled, brought me to tears, like only the words of a person set free can stir up inside me. One of the mothers said she had tried to go to church on and off over the past year or 2, and couldn't ever seem to get there. She said, "Can you believe it? It took all of this for God to bring me back to church, literally." They are staying above a church where the pastor sleeps in his office in case they need anything. She said she asked God to take them by the hand and lead them, and He did. We have been buying rationed food and delivering it to families, helping to get places ready for refugees, and standing in awe of the stories God is unfolding around us.
Praise God for His church and the light He shines so brightly in the absolute darkness. Pray for Jessica and the people of Ukraine. Imagine what God can do as we support Jessica as she impacts those around her for Christ through her informed lens of God's kingdom building among the Ukraine people.